Johnny here. Now, during Fly Alive in April, one of our key sponsors and a great contributor was Pooley's Flight Equipment. They supplied some great prizes for our competition, and I sat down to talk with owner Sebastian Pooley a bit more about their company. Well, Sebastian Pooley, thank you very much for joining us here on Fly Alive. Just talk us through a bit about what's new at Pooley's at the moment.
Brilliant. Thanks, Johnny. Good to see you. Pooley's, as you know, has been around for over 60 years. We're in our 7th decade. We sell 2,800 different product SKUs, all up at our warehouse, based out of a warehouse in Cranford in the UK. So what's applicable? Obviously, this is Fly Alive Week. We're looking to get people involved in learning to fly. So one of the things that I would pick out for people this week would be our starter kits. So we do PPL starter kits for fixed-wing pilots, helicopter pilots, gliding, microlights, etc. And I would suggest people have a look at those. Those would be a top tip. If you're starting aviation, you might want to look at getting your own headset. Since COVID, the flying schools have been reluctant to give out their own personal headsets. So there's a huge range of aviation headsets from the world's leading headset brands, including Bose and many others. So I definitely have a look at those. Certainly from my point of view, I use the Bose. I think that's probably one of the best headsets out there. But it comes at a price. There's an entry-level one that we do, our Pooley's headset. I'd certainly have a look at that one as well. And then, gosh, what else? There are so many other things to look at. But yeah, I would start with the starter kits. The other thing I wanted to mention was our flight guide. So the Pooley's Flight Guide is in its 59th edition, which means we're going to be releasing the 60th edition this year, which is an incredible milestone. Just I can't believe it. So we're looking forward to having that one out in November.
Excellent. Yeah, the Flight Guide is such an iconic piece of kit that probably all pilots have carried with them at some point in the cockpits. Let's just talk quickly about the competition that you're running this week.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got 3 fantastic prizes to give away. So we're giving away a Bose A20 headset with Bluetooth. We've got a Garmin D2 Air watch, and we're giving away a £250 gift voucher to spend at Pooley's. So we'll be I think mentioning it pretty much every day on our social media. I'm sure you guys will be doing the same, and then we'll pick out the 3 winners at the end of the week.
Yes, that sounds great. We'll be letting everybody know who the winner is on the Thursday evening. So just talk us through a little bit about the background of Pooley's without going into too much detail, but where did you come from?
Sure. So Pooley's was started in 1957. It was established by my father. He did his national service with the RAF and then spent another 3 years with them as an engineer. And then he went to work for de Havilland, where he learned to fly. And during his time at de Havilland learning to fly, he realized that a lot of people were buying their equipment in from Germany, from the US, and there was space in the market for a British brand. Now, it didn't start as Pooley's. It started as a light aircraft publishing company. It then went on in the 70s and 80s as a company called Air Tour, but really based on the fact that Pooley's was very well known, especially in the UK with a flight guide. He decided to rename it as Pooley's. So that's how we've become Pooley's Flight Equipment here, 60 odd years later.
Fantastic. And another of the iconic products that you've produced is the CRP-1 and the CRP-5, which, again, even in this world of GPS navigation, is still a core component of learning to fly. Are there any other iconic products in your lineup?
Well, we're very lucky that we have our own factory up at Cranfield in the UK. So the CRP-1, the CRP-5, and other variations that we do that you mentioned are all manufactured in the factory at Cranfield. We have a very large range of knee boards and flight boards that we do, again, all made in the factory. And we do a lot of bespoke products. So, for instance, we have hot foil machines, screen printers. So we put company logos onto a lot of the products now. That's been quite a big area for us recently. And I think schools and students alike like to have that record of where they've flown and where their product comes from. And certainly I've had conversations with people when they pulled out their logbook and I've said, oh, you learned to fly here or there. It's a conversation starter.
Wonderful. Well, Sebastian, thank you very much for joining us on Fly Live, and we look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Fantastic, Johnny. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Sebastian. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, it's Johnny from the Fly team here. Hope you're well. Now, during the Fly Live week in April 2021, I spoke to Brian Kane from Heliair Robinson to find out more about their organisation.